Alright guys, I got a request for a longer video, so here goes. This is my fan, basically motor kit, so for pulling pulleys and blades and replacing motors and all that. This will be a good video for beginners, and but I'm trying to throw in a few things for the veterans as well. So anyways, let me just go through this stuff. This is some stuff I've made, different stuff I've tried, just take what works for you. Anyways, I keep a ruler with a stop on it so that you can measure where your blade's at, lock it in, and then when you go to replace your blade or your pulley, you know where it's at. Of course, you can do that with a measuring tape and just write it down, but anyways, this works well. Rags, of course. Let's see, I'll get to this stuff in a minute. I've got a full set of 1/4" drive SAE sockets on a magnetic holder, so you can put them on the unit. I've got this Klein nut driver. Let's see, I don't know if there's a number on this. This may be it, 32807 MAG. But I like this thing. It's got one major problem, and that is they decided not to make the half and the 11/32 deep. But what you can do is you can put 11/32 socket on there, a deep one, and then you can hide the half in here, and it fits over the 5/16. So all that fits together if you want to do that. This is a motor shaft sander. I've got another video on this if you're interested, but you just put sandpaper in there and it'll sand the shaft. In the video I didn't show this, but I did end up putting in a hex drive on it so you can put it in an impact. This thing works really good. Zip ties, connectors and things. I've got this hammer right here that I made up, and it's good for what it's good for. But anyways, it's got I put a brass end on it to make it heavier and also kind of protect the shaft so you're not mushrooming it over. I've got an Allen key in there that I drilled the face out and just tapped it in there. But what that's for is when you hammer the shaft down and it's flush with the hub, you can no longer hammer it. You can try to kind of hold the fan blade and a punch and all that crap. It's hard to do. So anyways, what this is for is just, if it's already kind of loose, it just needs a little persuasion. You can sort of use that to peck it out of there. This is a brass, just big old brass, well, really just a big piece of brass that I made into a punch, but one end is solid and then the other end I drilled out, and that fits on the motor shaft, so you don't have to worry about trying to hold this thing in place and hit it and all that. You just stick it on the motor shaft. You can hold the fan blade in the other hand and then hit it with a hammer. Okay, now the kit without all the crap in it is, I think it's an HP-2, but it's a Posilock kit, and so it comes with this puller, this model 104 puller, and I love this baby because the cage will tighten the feet around whatever you're pulling. Now you can hammer on this too once you've got it tight, but sometimes you start to get nervous about dicking these threads up, and that's when you can take this completely out. And I've got this 3/8 extension that fits in that sleeve and will go down, and then you can really hammer on that. And this is a size so that it can fit inside of the pulley or the hub, a typical pulley or hub. So that's what that's for. I've got a Stanley extendable ratchet for really torquing on this. Stanley is what it is, but this thing has taken a lot of abuse and held up well. Okay, I've got, so it comes with this little thing here, so a lot of times this won't fit through the pulley or hub, so you need like a little punch on the end of it to go through. Well, this thing's kind of weak and you can bend these, so that's what this screw is for, or this bolt, where I've drilled out the tip of that puller fits in there, and then it'll punch through. It's a lot stronger than that. Same with this. This will fit on there and punch through. Also, you can use this. This is a 3/8 ratchet extension on a service wrench to loosen those square head bolts that hold the hubs on. So another way to deal with those square head bolts is a square head socket. So you can get that in a 5/16. So 3/4 inch socket for the hub puller. This little wrench here, snap on 5/16. That'll fit those square bolts, and then the 3/8 will fit blower motor housing, or blower motor feet bolts. Oh, these right here. So you know how you've got the belly band on a blower motor, and you've got the 4 legs that you're always cursing at because they're falling everywhere as you're trying to tighten the band. Well, that's what these magnets are for. So I keep 4 of them. Once you get the band loose, get it on the new motor, get your legs where you want them, put the magnets there, and it'll hold those legs, and then you can tighten the band down. Works really good. A little bottle of Loctite. These come with the kit, and they just lock onto hubs, so you can pull them with this. This is something I made here. So one thing you can do to try to get off a stubborn one is spin the shaft. A crescent wrench works really good with that. So if you're holding the fan blade or the pulley, and you can try to like spin the shaft, sometimes that really helps get them off. But that's what this does too. This is a hub I've got welded into a socket, so you lock it down and you put it on your impact, and you can turn the shaft while you're holding the blade. Okay, in here I've got sandpaper for the shaft sander, little 1/4 inch drive screwdriver for my sockets. Of course I keep a ratchet as well. I've got more sandpaper in here, grease. Oh, spare bolts. You want to keep these when when you have ones to throw out. Just take them and keep them, because you're going to lose one day in a mechanical room or an attic, and you're not going to be able to find it, and that's going to ruin your day. So keep those. Penetrating oil. Of course I like the spray and stuff, but it's hard to fit the spray into your toolboxes and different things like that if you just want to keep some all the time handy. So I'll make it up. This is ATF, transmission fluid, and I've got 50/50 that and isopropyl alcohol. Now acetone is the way this is traditionally made, but I didn't want acetone eating its way through this bottle and leaking everywhere, so isopropyl works pretty much just as good. I've got this, so sometimes when you're getting a really difficult pulley or blade off and it's stalled, you just feel like you're putting too much pressure on it. You use this to go over the shaft and hammer that pulley or fan blade back down. Maybe do some more sanding, or maybe just spray it with penetrating oil. Anyways, working it back and forth sometimes is the key to getting off the tough ones. Oh, this is just a dropper for the penetrating oil. I actually keep one inside, so it's handy too. Got a breaker bar. out a 3/4 inch wrench. These, of course, I could put the 3/4 inch socket on this, but if you're really struggling, you can slip this in here like that, get some leverage on that so it holds this from spinning, and then you can torque that. Universal socket for getting in tight spaces. Some wrenches, a few spare 1132s. You're going to lose these too. This is just another bolt that I have set up to fit on the end of this to drive through a pulley, a bigger pulley. The wrenches I keep are 7/16 for belly bands, 5/16 just for tight spaces. Sometimes you have to get sometimes you got to get a screw out of a really tight space to pull like a blower. And 1132s. This is for a condenser motor nuts. Sometimes they're recessed in a really tight spot, and it's just really hard to get anything other than like an open end or something super low profile in there to tighten it. That's rare, but it does happen. So anyways, hopefully that was helpful, guys. A little bit of a longer video. I got a few more kits like this. If you're interested, just let me know. And oh, hang on, light's timed out. It's a sign it's time to pack it up. But anyways, hopefully this was helpful, and yeah, maybe I'll try doing more of these longer videos in the future. Alright, see y'all.